to Live With, brought to you by Results Nutrition. I'm your host, Dave Palumbo, and we're here tonight with my childhood idol, the promoter of the Ferrigno Legacy Classic, and the Incredible Hulk himself, Lou Ferrigno. Welcome, Lou.
Thank you. Where are you? Are you in New York?
We are in live from New York, and of course you're sitting with Chris Mins, the co-promoter of the Legacy Classic, and it's good to see you too, Chris.
Good to see you, man.
Now, Lou, I got to ask you right off the bat. You know, we've talked many times before, and so many years have passed. What made you decide out of nowhere to decide to, promote your own show? And obviously, this is more than just a show; it's an experience.
Well, all my kids are personal trainers, and my son Lou, Ferrigno Jr., apparently approached me with his friend here, Chris Minnis, because Chris is a great promoter, promotes shows in California, came up with the idea of doing Ferrigno Legacy. I basically can't do it myself. I embarked upon the idea, said, why not? Let's go for it, because they had great intuition about doing it. So the first one was in Santa Barbara, and we were forced to have it on Thanksgiving weekend, and we had so much opposition, especially being the holiday, it became such a huge success. So now to be in Palm Springs, considering the fact that's where we started from, and I'm very happy because my son now loves bodybuilding, loves fitness, so with these two guys, you can't miss.
Yeah, to add to that, is almost serendipitous, I think, with the timing of everything. Right now the industry is going through some turmoil, as we all know, and we needed a superhero. We needed a legend to come in and do things right and lead the way and make sure that bodybuilding stays around in the way it should be for a long time.
When people ask me for years, why not promote your own concept, promote your own content? It's very easy to talk about promoting concept. You're talking about being with the right people, the right idea, the right promotion, the right location, and it's all about the timing.
So, Lou, basically, you got the name, and your son and Chris are the engine behind that name. And whose idea was it to make it such a spectacular splash with the red carpet and holding it in a $73 million casino? I mean, this is big time.
Lou had shared his vision with me. I know the Ferrignos and their expectations. And it has to be nothing but first class, because the Ferrigno family, as you know, is nothing but first class. There's no skeletons in the closet. They're just a great family, great bodybuilder, and it had to be up to Lou's standards.
Yeah, and also the contest this weekend, I don't know if you remember, last year we had makeup in the background. We had makeup backstage. We had beautiful dressing room, and everyone had a chance to take a picture. Everyone felt welcome. It's not just a competition. When you go into a competition, you're given a ticket number, you go on stage, and off you go. It's all about being part of the legacy, feeling like a vacation you can make out of it in Palm Springs, and feel like part of the legacy, knowing that when you make a trip there, that you're going to have a great time and be part of a contest and having fun. And also the great venue, because everything is at the hotel, the casino, the after party, everything's there. So basically, why not have a wonderful time? It's all about vacation and bodybuilding and fitness.
Now, it's coming up this weekend, this Saturday, obviously. You got a big pro lineup, giving away a lot of prizes and money, and obviously the Olympia invites to all the winners of each category. The only thing that I'm a little confused about, why did you decide, Louis, to hold it at the end of the year? Because, it seems like a lot of guys are kind of burnt out from dieting already, and it would seem almost like a perfect fit to have it in the beginning of the year.
So the reason it's in November, it really has to do with the schedule. We didn't choose the dates. The dates were chosen for us. Okay,
so would you consider moving it in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. If we were granted permission from the chairman here, we'd love to have a better date.
Let's get John Lindsay on the line right now, because
let's get John in here. Thank you for I'm trying to be politically correct here.
No, John's a great guy. We got to get John to, because Louis, you should have this show 2 weeks before the Arnold Classic in like February or something like that, so that it like launches the season with the Ferrigno Legacy. I mean, there's so much power and energy behind that name.
Repeat the question. I have a hard time.
He's asking about the date, and he's suggesting that the beginning of the year would be a more powerful date for us.
Well, I agree. You got to remember there are two names that made the sport, me and your favorite Governor Arnold. So basically, I want to get into the whole scenario about it, because I just feel that without my name, without Arnold's name, there would be no other competition today, no contest today. So we're just forced in that direction to have this date. So I get Chris to go in more details about that.
And yeah, it's more about right now we're really proving ourselves. Lou is a new promoter. I'm new to the the bodybuilding promotion scene, and each year we're proving ourselves and we're showing that what we've promised we're delivering on. And I know that Jim sees our vision and he's been very supportive of allowing us. We're the first new bodybuilding show in Southern California in about 20 years, and so he sees the vision and we're proving that we can really do it. And we're definitely hoping that there'll be some flexibility on the date in the future.
Well, last year we had the show on Thanksgiving weekend. That was the only weekend we were given in Santa Barbara, and we made a big success out of it. So that tells you something.
I think this thing can go through the roof if we get it in February. Let's get Arnold on the line. Johnny, call Arnold up. Get him on the phone. Let's see if Arnold can help us out with this. No, but truthfully, Lou, you and your son and Arnold's son are kind of like the next generation. I mean, they look like when I look at your son and how fit he is and how he's a good-looking guy, and I see Arnold's son too. I see the president and the vice president of the future there.
Because my sons are taking the torch further where I left off because he's young. Chris and my son, they're young. They're excited. They have the passion. They have the energy. They have the drive. They take it to the next level to make it bigger than ever before. Like Chris was saying, we want our show to be unique. We want it to be different. We don't want to have a standing bodybuilding show. This is a big bodybuilding fitness weekend for the general public, not just for bodybuilding, for men, women, everybody. Like for example, guys, girlfriend, guys can compete in the figure and the fitness because years ago you just had bodybuilding, but now you have the whole generation involved. That you have the figure, the fitness, the bikini, everyone has a chance to compete. Also, we had different age categories.
I will say one thing. You guys gave me a little sneak peek of the trophies for the winners, and I got to say, it's the greatest trophy of all time. I wish I was still competing where I can try to win this thing. You got to show it to us. This is amazing. This has got to be the highlight of the weekend for these people.
The good news about this trophy is only 9 made for the winner. This is not going to be something that's been sold. It's going to be given away to the winners. And it's a personal touch because, he came up with this great idea because you talk about the Incredible Hulk himself, myself being there. Also, the Incredible Hulk trophy is something training for, something worth having, and so unique because it's the best trophy in the world, and no one's giving away trophies like this. And I think this trophy would speak for itself.
Handout, actually, pretty much. To me, I'd like to have that on my mantle.
I'm glad you said it and not us.
I always say things that are politically incorrect. It's all right.
Yeah, you talk about many decades ago. He's dead. I'm alive. I'm alive.
That's right. That's even better that you're alive.
I'm going to drop the trophy. I love it so much.
And Sandow doesn't hand you the thing.
No. I got to ask you a question, Lou, because I was talking on the radio about this interview we're going to be doing today, and Chris Aceto said that I need to ask you something. And Chris said that in 1991, I believe, when you were making your first comeback and you decided you were going to go into that WBF, when it first was launched, you were in the gym, he said, training in Venice Golds at over 330 pounds. He said you were ripped to the bone. You had abs. He said you were the biggest human being he had ever seen and the most impressive. Tell us a little bit about that time in your life.
Well, I knew when I came back there could be a lot of animosity, a lot of jealousy because me and the movie star coming back, I was the youngest one when I competed in pumping iron. When I came back, I was the ultimate competitor. I remember Joe Wheeler said to me, do not come back on that stage weighing 250, 60 pounds like you've done before. So I came back. I was determined to develop the hunger to compete again, able to compete with the IBB champion today. Because you're talking about going against guys like Joe and Ye, Sean Ray. I mean, they're all great champion. I could not look like the way I did in pumping iron. So basically, think about the guys in pumping iron. They probably couldn't even have a chance today to compete. So I had to take it to the next level to be the biggest, the thickest, the most shredded I could be. And also, of course, there's so much jealousy against me. I didn't care because I wanted to come back and be the best I can with competing with myself, knowing that that day of the competition, I've done the best I could. If I came 20th place, 10th place, or 5th place, but it was a feat that had to be duplicated because I came back after 17 years, and still today, no one's on stage 325 pounds. And I did that 20 years ago, and I proved to the world that guys in the 40s can compete. That's why today you have guys like Dexter Jackson, even like Ronnie Coleman, because I just raised the standard, and now they're taking it even further. That's the beauty about competition back then, because when I was a kid, you had Reg Park, you had Bill Pearl, they won the universe in 41. It gave me a lot of hope. That's why I came back in the 40s. I was happy I've done that. And
were you shocked at how well your body responded? Because, I mean, Chris Aceto is not easily impressed. And he said when he would see you in the gym, it was like he was seeing like a mythical creature training. He said you were so big.
Repeat that question.
Were you surprised by how well your body responded?
It responded because I trained my ass off. I had to train harder than anybody because I came back, before I started to train hard, I was like 260 pounds. And I wanted to be as big as I can be. My chest was like 60 inches. I'm waking up in the morning flex. It's just no bullshit. It was 23 and a half flex.
Wow.
So, you know, some guys, they pop up in the gym, they put an extra inch. But I trained heavy, hard, good form, and I wanted to reach that level over 300 pounds because my mindset was I have to be much superior, bigger than anybody else. And I had that focus to do it because when I was 23, when I retired, when I did pumping iron, I only trained like 10 weeks for the competition. Everybody kept saying to me, if you came back one more time, if. I wanted to come back because everybody, even including Joe Weider, always said that you had the potential to go so far, that you have to reach your full potential. So I think I should tap the surface even though I was in my 40s. I mean, I could have not done the whole TV series. I could have won the Olympia 8 or 9 times. But I had to make that choice. So that's why I came back to make up to that.
And Dave, I'd like to throw, having an inside look at the Ferrigno family, I get an inside look at the genetics of this family. And what I've seen, it kind of boggles my mind. Obviously, I see Lou. We all know he's huge. His arms are still bigger than mine. At 64 years old, his birthday was earlier this week.
Happy birthday.
But Lou Jr., he's trying not to get big because he's trying to be a movie star. He's becoming a movie star. But we go to the gym, and he'll hit arms, and in one workout, I don't know what the hell happens, but they're 2 inches bigger than mine, and I hit arms 3 times a week. You know, he shows me his calves. I've never seen him do a calf raise in my life, and his calves are 20 inches. The genetics in this family are insane.
But one thing important I want to say is that the beauty about our content, in the past, you know, nobody likes to come second. Nobody likes to come third or fourth. But this competition this weekend is fun because it doesn't matter where you place. You feel like you've achieved a great victory because going on stage able to compete. I mean, it takes a lot to be on stage to compete. I don't care if fitness, figure, bodybuilding, just to be up there naked, just propose and trunk and flex. That's a lot of respect. That to me is more important than anything. That's why every individual is going to have a taste of being victorious, being part of this legacy. That's what contest is about. It's not about you come second and third, you have this shame to it. Bullshit, you know.
Louis, are you amazed at the fact that at age 64 you're a bigger movie star today than when you were younger? It seems like you're getting more and more roles. I see you on TV all the time, and you got more parts. Why do you think you became a better, more, I guess, a busier actor as you got older?
I think that started to change when you see the movie came out, like when it did the Hulk series on TV. It was the first time you saw a big bodybuilder, 280-pound cut, and then you had Stallone coming along, like for example Arnold, that they broke the ice that you don't have to be a Shakespearean actor, and you can never have a body like a bodybuilder. So these actors, we changed. Now we have a bigger role because you take that like Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. You take like all these other actors that work out and being like Hugh Jackman. It's okay to be buff and be a good actor because in the old days when I was like just the time doing the Hulk series, bodybuilders would always get a part, maybe a small part to walk on, flexing, look like muscle bound, dumb, and stupid. They take more respect because Joe Weider always said, and he always told me that always stay in the game, stick with bodybuilding because that is your passion. Don't ever leave bodybuilding, try to get thin out, try to look like an average person. It's not going to work for you. So for me, I kept my passion all these years. That's why it's working for me. And I have the chance to do different roles in different films.
I mean, I'm amazed at how successful you've become lately with the acting and on TV. I'm just, you were, believe it or not, I'm not just saying this because I'm interviewing you, but when I watched Pumping Iron as a child for the first time, I didn't know who won the show. I was rooting for you, Louis. You were always my hero. People always ask me, what was the bodybuilder that inspired you? It was you. It wasn't Arnold. I don't know why, but I guess I related to the Incredible Hulk. I loved the whole comic book persona. And, you influenced a lot of young kids, obviously, who are now probably full-grown adults. And it has to be pretty. It has to feel good inside to know that you did make a difference in people's lives.
Yeah, because in those days we didn't have the fancy machine. We didn't have $100,000 check. First prize, $750, all about the love of the sport. And I'll tell you, everybody by myself, like in the film, me, Ken Wallow, Mike Cass, Ed Corney, I mean, we had nothing, but it was the love of the sport. And that's why it affected so many people today. Still today, Pumping Iron, the best docudrama ever made, because even now, if I watch the movie myself, I get motivated, I want to work out. That's the beauty about Pumping Iron. And it motivated and affected millions of people. And that's why today I'm still in great shape, because of the fact it's all about that passion. And it's great because that's what we want. That's why you have the Ferrigno legacy, you have the honor class, you have all the competition. Everybody wants to be part of it.
Lou, I got to ask you this question now that we got Pumping Iron brought up, because there's a scene in Pumping Iron that I laugh so hard every single time I watch it. I've been dying to ask you this question, and I keep forgetting. But when you get off stage at the Olympia from the prejudging, and you're backstage with your dad, and you're kind of like arguing with him a little bit, and he tells you, "Louis, Arnold's got spaghetti arms." How did you not start hysterically laughing at that point in the movie?
Well, it's funny. You never heard this before. Arnold was 228 pounds. Now, Arnold got small joint, and he got that shape. When he had a T-shirt, he had shorts on, you would never think it was the same guy because he was lean, was small, and was cut. So at the time, we were trying to psych out everybody. And I knew I wasn't at my best, but my father's doing all the psyching out. He's saying he wouldn't be around Arnold. He wouldn't turn his back 500 yards. And then he said, everybody's full of shit. I'm going to have my boots on. And the dressing room. We had a small dressing room. It must have been about 15 feet by 15 feet. And I tell you, sometimes when I was pumping up, I would just look at Arnold and take the box and throw it on him. I'm watching you. There was a lot of tension. Think about this. We flew to Africa by airplane. We were starving. I'm there pumping up. We've been there for a whole week. We're not in LA, and we didn't have the condition, the environment, and then like today, the different competition. So it was tough with a lot of tension. But then it's funny, my father he said spaghetti arm because I like too, because he said spaghetti arm, you see him walking out, you see his arm like about the side of his head. That's what made the movie. It was all that camaraderie, the fun, and everybody was like, we were part of the sport.
That was a great scene. Now, Lou, you were on Celebrity Apprentice. You did tremendously well. We all watched it. I loved it. I wish you would have won, because you probably should have won. But I wanted to get your impression. Now that Donald Trump is running for president, do you think he'll make a good president?
Donald Trump for good president. What's the question?
Will he make a good president?
Yes.
Why?
I'm going to tell you why. Paris been bombed. It shot up all these people. Donald Trump is talking about securing the border. It's not about a racial issue. It's about weapons of mass destruction, about dangerous people coming through the border. We have to take care of our country. And I know Donald's an outspoken guy, but he cares about our country, and we have to take care of ourselves. That's why what happened in Paris is the perfect example, because there's so much threats. And we need somebody that has balls to get out there to say, we need to take care of our own security and our country. That's my opinion.
Did you have a good relationship with Donald when you did the Celebrity Apprentice?
Yeah, Donald was great. He helped me raise a lot of money, and I was happy to raise money. I mean, the guy's a loose cannon. He speaks his mind. The thing is, I had a chance to raise $100,000 for my charity, and even though you're on the show with 18 egos, it was tough, but it's just I was happy about raising the money for ALS and muscular dystrophy, which is important to me. So because of Donald, that's why it happened.
Now, Lou, Celebrity Apprentice is like a different type of a competition for you, because you're used to, the guy who trains the hardest in the gym, who diets the hardest. Was it difficult making the adjustment to have to mentally psych people out and beat them mentally?
How was it different from competing on stage to competing in an environment with Donald Trump?
Well, on stage, when you're competing with yourself, by yourself on stage. With Donald Trump, you're competing with ego. And no one likes to get fired. You're working with everyone else, and you have to find faults with other people, because for you to survive, you have to find faults. You have to fire one or two people. So that's the tough part, because it's more of a business ego. Bodybuilding on stage more with the body speaks for itself. Celebrity Apprentice, for the business mind speaking for itself. I learned a lot, and they were afraid of me because I told them to their face how I felt about them in the boardroom, and they were scared of me.
I would be scared of you too. You know the old saying.
Sometimes.
The old saying, "Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry," right, Lou? Let me ask you a little bit about the show again. This weekend, how could people buy tickets if they want to attend, Chris?
It's easy. Just go to ferrignolegacy.com and you'll see the link right at the top of the page. We've got we actually set up the pro show, so it's really affordable. For as little as $25, you can see both the prejudging and the finals all in one show, plus a red carpet and NPC bikini. So it's one of the best prices around to see such an amazing show.
Now, and also, I want to say the fact that Chris still competes and competitive himself. He knows what it takes to put on a good show. He knows what the bodybuilders have to go through, to follow the women, the guys, backstage, the pumping, and he wants everybody to feel at ease, knowing that they can have a good time, no strain, no pressure. You got the training stuff, you have all the qualifications, everything. So that's huge because you understand as a pro bodybuilder.
Put yourself in that depleted mindset and see how it works from beginning to end to make sure they have a smooth experience.
Well, Chris, you've been a great promoter for years, and I think Lou is very lucky to have you working for him. Now, I was at your website, the Ferrigno Legacy Classic.com there, and I saw some clothing that was unbelievable. I got to tell you. First of all, I like the shirt. I already made you send me a shirt, the one you got on, Chris, because I like the shirt so much. But talk to me about those stretch pants that girl is wearing on your website. Maybe Johnny can put a picture up. They're amazing.
They are, and that girl is IFBB pro Bojana Vasiljevic, my girlfriend. She's my free model, and the leggings are designed off of a painting that Lou Ferrigno Jr. drew. Now, not a lot of people know he's an incredible artist, and he did that. And I looked at it, and we said, let's put these on leggings. And so we actually had the leggings custom made down here in Southern California to basically Lululemon specs. And, had these sublimated on there, and these have been selling like crazy. They're badass. We have all sizes for guys, girls, pro bodybuilder sizes. There's a story behind everything we do. Even this shirt, you can see the old school Lou right here.
I love that.
Lou Jr. drew that, and then we digitized it and put it we're incorporating it in a lot of our logos now. As well, there we go. That's one of the medals also has the same image. So it's part of our branding, and all the branding has a story behind it, a soul.
The merchandise, the medals, the trophy. I mean, everything is just top notch, top quality, and that makes a competitor want to go to a show and compete. What I want to ask you, Lou, is that it's amazing. Your son is a great artist, and I've talked to him about that before. And is it kind of weird that your son is drawing pictures of how you looked when you were younger? It's almost amazing, that he's able to capture you so, perfectly.
How's it feel, though? Louis, draw pictures.
Well, I think it's great because him being an artist and growing up with a father like me, and he's seen me come back to competition, see him putting a picture of me on the wall in the house and being a bodybuilder. So that's why he wants to emulate that. And especially when he has the same name, he understands the fact that he could take draw a picture of the Hulk and pictures, knowing that what I should look like in the picture convey that to thousands of people now, especially with social media.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get a picture of those pants up there, but Johnny can't do it. But it's needless to say, each leg of the pants has like a different part of the Hulk face. It's just, it's mind-boggling. You got to go to Ferrigno Legacy. Is it ferrignolegacy.com, Chris?
Legacy.com, yeah.
Okay, check that out. Now, before I let you go, guys, I have to have Louis end the show with his Incredible Hulk impression. Now, before you do this, Louis, I assume you're still playing the voice of the Hulk in all the Avengers movies?
It's the Hulk and the Avengers.
Yeah, I do the voice for the Hulk and the Avengers. But what's funny is that, think about this. When I did this TV series, the beginning of the Hulk was the biggest franchise. If the Hulk wasn't successful, you wouldn't see the Avengers today or the superheroes because the Hulk was the first one. Because I had so much competition back then when I did the Hulk series. They felt like it was like a green guy, green monster with a beat-up wig. They were so negative about it, but then it's taken the world by storm because it portrayed our sensitivity and fitness and power. Because every one of us wants to feel powerful. and kids. And that's why we connect with the Hulk. That's why now, because of the Avengers, you see all the superheroes dominating the box office because it started with the Hulk, which is a great thing because it's positive. It had nothing to do with drugs, sexual violence.
True. All right, Lou, before I let you go, give us a Hulk smash, Hulk crash. Give us your impression, your voice.
I know you always want me to do that.
I love it, Louie. It gets me my blood boiling. One more time.
No, I'll save it for the conference.
I missed it, Lou. I was too excited. I missed it.
I think I have a strange seat behind you, but that's okay.
I talked over you. We couldn't hear you.
That's okay.
Louie. All right. So the show is the Ferrigno Legacy Classic. It's going to take place this Saturday in Palm Springs, Florida. You won't want. It's going to be at the Agua Caliente Resort. California. Yeah, California. That's what I said. At the Agua Caliente Resort. And if you want to pick up tickets, you go to FerrignoLegacy.com. Chris, Lou, thanks for chiming in, and good luck with the show.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys this weekend. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Well, that takes us to the end of another episode of Live With, brought to you by Results Nutrition. I'm Dave Palumbo. We'll see you next time.